So you are moving to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or you plan to move to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? Well, first you got to listen to a few things. If you're not from here, you've never been here, you don't know much about it, and you're transferring for a job or whatever, you need to know a few things before you move here, or else you could be pretty freaking miserable. All right, guys, I'm Shane with eXp Realty right here in Pittsburgh, and we're going to get right into the pros and cons of living here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're going to start off right away with an obvious one. I don't know if you can tell behind me, it's a shitty day out right now. It is raining. It's March 9th, I believe. Yeah, March 9th right now. It's like 40 degrees out, 45 degrees out, and raining. The weather here sucks, to be quite honest with you. For the most part, there's going to be some days in the summer that's going to be nice and warm and sunny and all that crap. But most of the days, it's going to be cloudy and it could be rainy. It could be cold from day to day. For instance, today it's 40, 50 degrees and raining. Tomorrow's 40 degrees. Monday's 40 to 50. Tuesday's 70 and possibly sunny. Last week we had a few days that were sunny as well in the 70s, and then it drops down to the 40s. So weather sucks. All right, so let's jump into pro number one. After getting over to con number one, let's go do something positive here. The cost of living in in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is actually quite low for cities. It's on the lower end. So if you're thinking, oh man, I'm going to move to a city, it's going to be real expensive. Cities are more expensive than the suburbs. That's a given. But Pittsburgh is going to be on the lower end of the cities. You're going to find your dollar is going to stretch a lot further here in Pittsburgh than it would, say, in a New York City, a Los Angeles, something like that. All right, so cost of living is a pro. All right, so let's jump into con number two. Con number two is going to be crime rate. Yes, there is crime here, especially down in the city. Not the suburbs, but inside the actual city of Pittsburgh. The suburbs generally are pretty, pretty safe, I guess. But if you jump down into the city, there's going to be some crime rates. Pittsburgh ranks higher than the national average for property crimes and for violent crimes as well. So you got to be careful where you live, research the neighborhoods, call real estate agents, talk to them about that. We can't really steer you towards one city or the next within the city of Pittsburgh, but we can give you some resources that you can check out so you can follow along and find your own crime rate. But make sure you review which neighborhoods you want to live in first. Go on tours, ask us to do a tour for you. All right, so con number two, crime rate is a little bit on the high side. All right, so let's go into pro number two. Pro number two for living in Pittsburgh is going to be that there's abundance of things to do. There's plenty of museums, tons of different museums that you could go and check out. There's a lot of culture centers, cultural diversity centers and whatnot around the city. There's art galleries everywhere, so there's a lot of things culturally that you can go do. We do have symphony, we have ballet. Sorry, I couldn't say it. The ballet comes here and whatnot. There's all kinds of different musical venues going on around the city. So pro number two is going to be abundance of things to do in the city. You can't get bored here. All right, so for con three, I'm actually mixed on this one. Con three is going to be traffic. Depends on where you come from. Coming from a small town like I did growing up, about an hour and a half north of Pittsburgh, 16,000 people in the town that I grew up. So coming to Pittsburgh, it's a city. Yeah, there's going to be traffic. It's going to suck if it takes you, 20 minutes. You get stuck in some traffic to go a few miles or whatever. But it's also relative where you're coming from. I also lived in Los Angeles for a handful of years out there as a sheriff's deputy out there. That's a whole nother level of traffic. You have 4 to 5 lanes packed solid, takes you an hour to go 3 miles. So it's very relative to where you come from. So I'm on the fence if it's a pro or a con. Traffic here in Pennsylvania, you decide. You let me know. What do you think about the traffic here? I think it's actually not that bad, although it can be a con. Just depends on where you come from. All right, pro number four. Pro number four is going to be sports teams. There's the world famous, and I do say world famous, Pittsburgh Steelers. There's the Penguins, Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm not watching the hockey. I love all sports. I just can't get into hockey. But man, this is a heavily valued team in Pittsburgh. Is going to be the Penguins. It's a great time. I've been to a couple Penguins games, and it's fun. Pirates, love baseball. I love baseball. We have the Pirates. Still pro. We have sports teams. Great college teams here. Pitt has some great teams. Very excited to go watch them. Penn State, My alma mater, Penn State, is not far from here, and West Virginia. You got WVU. So there's plenty of sporting events to go see, go watch, go support, and you're always going to see a Steelers fan anywhere in the United States. I know it. Living in Los Angeles, there were Steelers bars there, so big fans. Big fans. Pro number 4, sports teams. All right, so let's jump into con number 4. Con number 4, the roads. The roads suck ass, to be quite honest with you. Especially right now, we're coming out of winter, which was very mild again this year. We're coming out of winter, we're going into spring, and the roads for some reason just explode. All the asphalt just decides to just erupt like volcanoes. You'll be driving, and if you're not paying attention, you're going 65, 70 miles an hour on the parkways. And if you don't see that damn pothole in front of you, I'm no lie, you're going to blow a tire. Because these potholes aren't like, ooh, little dips in the road. These are craters, absolute craters. I've seen them 6 inches inches deep, and when you're going 70 and you hit a big ass pothole that's 6 inches deep, driving here, I have my Rockstar with me, my energy drink. I was flipping out because I lost about half my Rockstar in my cup holder because of the pothole I wasn't paying attention to on the road. Potholes, the roads suck. All right, so con number 5. Con number 5 is going to be unemployment rate is a little bit higher here. Unemployment rate's a little bit higher. To me, the job market doesn't seem too bad here. I do find if you're a business owner in Pittsburgh for some reason, I guess it would be since the pandemic, it's hard as hell if you're an employer to find employees that want to come back to work and work for some reason. I've talked to people that are offering $45-50 an hour to paint lines on parking lots, and guys aren't showing up. They're not. For some reason, it's people don't want to work here. I don't know. It's weird. All right, so let's jump back into pros. Pro number 6. Pro number 6 is going to be the food scene here is really awesome. I love all food, to be quite honest with you. There's very little that I don't like, and Pittsburgh offers every kind of food, just as most cities. Like, I can speak of Los Angeles a lot because I lived there 3 times, as a matter of fact. Food scene there was fantastic. A lot of Mexican foods, but I mean, it's such a culturally diverse city that you have a really awesome food scene. Same with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has, and not only do they have the Mexican food, the Italian is huge here, Polish. If you come to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you don't try a pierogi, you should be ashamed of yourself. Try the freaking pierogies. They're amazing. And this is probably one of my favorite times of the year, for not because of the weather, obviously, but because it's fish fries. So I'm not Catholic, but man, I love fish fries. I just had a great one from Pizza Roma last night. Fantastic. The churches here, the volunteer fire departments, a lot of the restaurants, they all partake in this time of year for Lent. They all have fish fries. I love fish fries. So food scene here is amazing. Go downtown, like the Strip District has a ton of fantastic local delis, local restaurants and whatnot down there. They're all over the city, but Strip District, if you come to Pittsburgh, try the food scene out there. You're gonna love it. All right, so let's go back. Cons. Con number 6. Con number 6 is gonna be high income tax. If you live in Allegheny County, for instance, they charge a high income tax here, and that sucks. Yeah, that sucks. I think the transfer tax might be a little higher as well. So the taxes here in Allegheny County, they're high. All right, pro number 7. Pro number 7 is going to be affordable homes. Judging from being in other parts of the country and seeing what the home prices are there compared to Pittsburgh, you're gonna find a home that you can afford here. Now, inventory is low, of course, right now in Pittsburgh. I think across the nation it's pretty low, but you're gonna find that a home here, if you're coming from another city or another part of the nation, you're gonna be like, holy shit, I can get that home for that? Because, for instance, going back to Los Angeles, any home, it seems like, in LA is $1 million. Whether you're in South Central, Compton, it doesn't matter. It's like, I don't know how people can afford to live there to buy a home. Now, here, you can find homes, depends on what your needs are and what areas you're in, but you can find a 3-bedroom for $200,000, or you can find a 3-bedroom for $1 million. So it's just, there's a lot of diversity here in where you want to live. But for for example, most places you live in or most areas you pick around here, you're going to find a home that you can afford if you're patient. Yeah, affordable homes for sure. For 7, for me, I hate bugs. If you don't like bugs, Pennsylvania has bugs. I don't like bugs. Mosquitoes, because I like to fish, I like to hunt. So I'm outside, and for instance, like today, it's not too bad because it's colder, it's cool. But once it starts to get warm and then it rains, mosquitoes come out, and you're trying to fish or hunt or walk or do anything outdoors. If you don't have like something to handle the bugs, it's gonna bother the hell out of you. So if you don't like bugs, tell me which bugs you don't like. Comment below. I don't like mosquitoes. They're probably my worst. Flies suck, but flies are everywhere. But there's plenty of mosquitoes here. It gets hot and humid in the summers, and mosquitoes come out, and they just annoy the heck out of you. And then there's also spiders and centipedes. A lot of centipedes. Ever since I moved here 6 years ago, moved back to Pennsylvania, I noticed there's a ton of centipedes that come in my house. I don't know where they're coming from. We spray every year around the outside of the house and whatnot, but we get centipedes and little spiders. Spiders I don't mind as much, but centipedes are gross. So there's lots of centipedes. Those stink bugs are a pain in the butt. They show up out of nowhere as soon as the weather starts to warm up. And ticks. I had a tick on me yesterday. I had my dog out. I've seen a couple ticks now on my dog. So if you move here and you have animals and you take them outside, make sure you get them protected with the ticks, because they're nasty. They can do some damage. I know another agent of mine that we know has Lyme's disease, so yeah, they're dangerous. But ticks, stink bugs are probably the worst, and centipedes. Bugs are here. I don't like bugs. That's a con. Go into pros again. Pro number 8. Pro number 8 is going to be the Pittsburgh International Airport. It's fantastic. You can fly anywhere because it's an international airport. But what I love about it is the fact that if they say your flight is at 6 a.m. in the morning, usually in other states or other airports, international airports like up in New York City, like LaGuardia or whatever, or out in LA, LAX was the worst airport that I've ever been through if you need to get somewhere fast, because the traffic is horrible. So it would take you hours sometimes to get to the airport, whereas Pittsburgh, you can get to the airport. It's really accessible off of 79 and 376. You can get up to the airport. It doesn't take long. I'm 40 minutes from the airport, whether it's early in the morning or in the afternoon. I can get to the airport in 40 minutes, and I walk right in, drop my luggage off, get checked in, and go through the gates. The security gates are pretty quick. They're really good at it. They know what they're doing, so it's in and out, and the airport is clean. Love it. Very great service. Pittsburgh International Airport is definitely a pro. Con number 8. Con number 8 is going to be that there's no beach right here. That sucks. My wife, even though she grew up in Pittsburgh, we moved to Los Angeles. We've been, we vacation at the beaches, and she loves the beach. I'm okay with not having a beach. I like lakes. But if we need a beach, we have to drive basically to Erie, Pennsylvania. It's definitely not the same as the ocean, but it's a beach. Presque Isle up there is gorgeous in the summer. So, but other than that, you're going to be driving like, 6 to 8 hours or whatever to a beach. So that sucks. That's a con. If you like the beach life, you're stuck. You're landlocked. So beaches, no beach within the within the area, within an hour of the area. That's a con to me. So pro number 9. Pro number 9 is we have fantastic hospitals. We have Allegheny General Network, or Allegheny Hospital Network, AHN. I think they just renamed it recently, or UPMC. UPMC is what I have through my insurance, and man, great service. There's fantastic hospitals everywhere. That's a big driver for employment, is actually the hospital systems. AHN and UPMC, fantastic hospitals. All right, so let's move into con number 9 and 10. We're going to finish off the cons right now for a 2-for-1 deal. Con number 9, I'd say, would be the air quality. If you have asthma or if you have allergies, it's tough around Pittsburgh and Western Pennsylvania in general. We do get a lot of pollen and whatnot in the springtime, especially, and into the summer. My wife suffers from allergies all year long here. She does have a lot of issues with that. So the air quality can mess with you a little bit. If you don't have allergies, or if you don't have asthma, you don't really notice it that much. At least I don't. So that's call number 9, would be air quality for people who suffer from allergies, pretty much. All right, man, call number 10, and this is a personal one. The drivers here are freaking horrible. All right, they suck. I've been all over the United States, driven a lot through, I've driven 11 or 12 times across the United States. I've lived in a big city with Los Angeles, like I've said multiple times on this. The drivers here are freaking horrible. They don't understand the left lane is the fast lane. If you're not passing anyone, get the heck over. They don't do that for some reason. They just like to get there and go either the speed limit or below the speed limit, even though there's a mile of cars behind them. They refuse to get over. I don't know, it's an ego thing, or I don't know what the hell that's all about. I don't do that. I was never taught that. So the drivers here suck. And then tunnels. If you approach a tunnel, you don't have to slow down 10 miles an hour than what you were previously going if there's no traffic in front of you. You don't have to spike your brakes and panic. The lane is the same size. It should be the same size. Just because you have a tunnel over your head, now all of a sudden you're scared shitless, and I don't get that. So drivers here suck. Be wary of that. If you're an aggressive driver, you're going to be frustrated a lot. If you're not in a hurry, you're still going to get a little frustrated, I think. All right, so that's con numbers 9 and 10. We're done with the cons. Let's go and finish off with pro number 10. And this one is probably my favorite. Pro number 10 is the outdoor activities that you can do here in Western Pennsylvania, especially in Pittsburgh. It is highly active to me. At least it seems like there are so many people here that want to do the outdoor activities. Kayaking, biking is huge here. Kayaks are huge here. Boating down at the regatta downtown Pittsburgh at Three Rivers by Park Place. Not Park Place. Oh my God. Point State Park. It's huge. Boating is huge here. We have plenty of waterways. We have plenty of biking trails. We have plenty of hiking trails. I fish all the time, so I'm always out at the streams or one of the lakes, like here at North Park. Outdoor activities are a must thing to do if you're in Western Pennsylvania. I absolutely love it. You can pretty much find something to do outside all year round. You can ice skate downtown Pittsburgh in the winter, or you can be out enjoying any sort of activity you want all year long here in Western Pennsylvania, even in the cold. All right, so that finishes up the pros. All right, guys, thanks for watching and listening to my pros and cons of living here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you're looking to move, buy, sell, relocate here to Pittsburgh, give us a call here at Mad Homes, part of eXp Realty. My name is Shane with eXp Realty, and I'm a licensed real estate agent here. So give me a call, text, email me, DM me. Let's have a conversation. Until next time, guys, keep it real estate.